Okay, so I'm going to be doing my video on the region I picked that should represent our team name. This video is long overdue, but I decided to go with Bilgewater. I was going to present this to King, however, the more I tried to plan it, I think the more I just put it off. So here we are. As a side note, the the video voice will sound a little robotic. My voice, excuse me, will sound a little robotic. I can't figure out the setting on OBS, so apologies for that. And then I'm going to be referring to two websites, starting with this one you see here that has the region on the map. So I just wanted to show you guys where it's at, and I'll also explain what life is like in Bilgewater and hopefully convey to you guys, to the best of my abilities, what I think Riot was trying to, create, what they were trying to show with this region. So to start off, Bilgewater is located in between Bengal City, Piltover, and Zon, and I believe this is pronounced Ixtal. I'm not too sure. And it's right above the Shadow Isles, which sucks because the harrowing is a bitch. So it's right there. So let me get to my slideshow. So here's an in-depth look of what life in Bilgewater would look like. So you can see that there's a lot of little homes there. There's a town there. There's an abandoned temple up there. Most people don't catch it first. It looks very compact. It looks very just kind of all over the place. There's a bunch of ugly cliffs, and I will explain why it is like this. Um, and to start off, Bilgewater is a port city. So it is commonly referred to as the Blue Flame Isles, uh, where you can gain a lot of fortune and you gain a lot of wealth in the span of a night or a day. The downside to that, though, is it is an incredibly dangerous place. You can have your throat slit in the same amount of time as you gain that fortune. Because there is no formal government. There's no formal regulations. So anything really goes. This is a place that's commonly referred to as a new beginning. It's where people can escape their past and no one really cares about your past. It's all about making money here. Riot did really well at creating a place that embodies the spirit of pirates. I like to call it the Pirates of the Caribbean place. It very much has that feeling. This homes a lot of smugglers, dock gangs, serpent hunters, harpooners, boatmen. The boatmen are the men that will ferry the dead sailors to their final resting place. So yeah, it very much is full of that pirate kind of feel to it. This is the Glowing Lady. I believe this is a tavern. I want to guess, but it houses a lot of slaughter docks, a lot of places for trade. This, because of its location, it has a lot of trade that happens. You can buy for a decent price a lot of hex tech equipment, gear, weapons, those kind of things. And you can find a lot of other things if you know the right kinds of people. But again, very dangerous. This photo here is the Butcher's Bridge. It's known as the Butcher's Bridge because of all the war, the fights, the duels that go on between the captains. I want to say this is where you will first enter Bilgewater if you were to ever visit this place. You'll just see places with rocky cliffs and repurposed homes. You can see at the second photo, it's got a ship there at the side, just right on top of that cliff. And it's because they lack the natural resources. They Unfortunately, the people will have to just find and steal whatever they can to repurpose into their homes or their warehouses and just use those. So you'll see a lot of broken down ships and this is a byproduct of all of the war and the attacks that happen to the captains on their adventures. The sea creatures and the sea creature attacks will just destroy their ships, and they'll have to haul it back and just use it for their next home. And that's kind of why you'll see it's just made into this this place of ships everywhere and cliffs created around it, and it's just kind of a mess the way they create it. But in its own way that they used what they had, which was very smart. Another place that you'll find if you were to walk into Bilgewater is the slaughter docks. This is just one of them. The captains will bring back the sea creatures that they fought and they killed and take them to the docks to try and reuse them. You'll see a lot of their weapons will be themed after the creatures that they slaughtered. And then a couple of other things that they'll use the creatures for is like their oils, you'll see in their medicine and their clothes. And here's another photo of the slaughter docks. This is McGreggan's kill house. This one is a place, it is a slaughter dock, but it's also a place where captains will bring their slaughters and haggle for the best deals. And until the captains can create their own slaughter docks at their own place of like trading, they will use this one that you see here. Here's a look at the people of Bilgewater. Like I was saying, you can see a lot of harpoonists, you can see a lot of dock gangs, things like that. And some of the lower class citizens will dwell in these places here. So like the canals, they'll unfortunately are able to afford the places up there. So they'll be here, and more than likely they are prone to those sea creature attacks. So sharks will probably get them. So lower class citizen life is not the life you want to live here, which I think is another reason why people come here. They think they can just build up to the top as quickly as possible and never be this lower classes and have to deal with this. But that's unfortunately that happens quite often. Okay, so the Boros culture. This is well known around Runeterra. They are a very well respected culture. Their theme, if you will, is constantly being in motion. They worship the bearded lady, is another word for her, the sea serpent, the serpent of the sea, I guess. And captains will honor her by throwing a coin before they set sail for their next adventure and just toss it over, praying that they will come back in good health and their ship won't be destroyed by Nautilus and that they'll find exactly what they're looking for. The symbol you will find a lot around Bilgewater, especially tentacles. That's just very common. One cool thing I will mention about this place is they have great resources to camouflage their place in the event of an attack. This is a horn. You can see there's a little guy up there, and there's the start of the horn. It'll curl all the way down into this big old mouth, which is themed after Tom Kench, by the way. There's a lot of lore and a lot of superstition with this place, I mentioned before. So this will be blown, and the city will be camouflaged for a little bit. From the lore, it says that they use this to get sea creatures out of the way, and if they sense an attack from the sea creatures, they'll try and, camouflage themselves. I don't know exactly if they've used this against attacks from, like, Noxus and, God forbid, Demacia, and, but they absolutely should, because this is fucking badass. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few of the champions that are well known. from Bilgewater, like Nautilus, Misfortune, a few others. But I figured I'd start here because he kind of embodies the spirit of here. He basically is trying to get revenge. His ship captain unfortunately didn't honor the gods, and because of this, when he went down on his adventure to pull up a bunch of treasure for his crew, he became Nautilus, vowing to take down anyone who doesn't honor the gods. That's just a little quick overview of him. There's more to him, obviously. Tom Kench. He is a demon. His relatives will be Evelyn Fiddlesticks. He has a lot of lore around him as well, but he basically gets pleasure from the fact that we are human. We covet things. We are jealous. He'll use that against us and say, I can give you everything you want as long as you pay a price. And the price is always small at first, like a lock of your hair, a toenail, maybe next it's a finger, then it's a limb. So basically, stay the fuck away from this guy. I don't know why I added this slide. But I think it's like Vegas. There's a lot of gambling. There's a lot of, if you stay here, you will get wealthy. And then, your throat is slit in the streets and no one gives a shit. Okay, so here are the rest of the champions that you are well known. I didn't, oh, there he is. Okay, yeah. I might be missing a few, and that's okay, because these are the main ones that you'll hear about and that Riot puts out there in the comics. Excuse me, I can't speak. Twisted Fate and Graves. Oh, that's the one I forgot. They have quite entangling story together. They're always scheming. They're always trying to steal from the people. They're like the Robin Hoods, but they're dumbasses. Always getting away from really avoidable situations, really, and paying the price for it. So they're very much entangled together with Misfortune and everyone. It's a really great story if you ever go and read more about Bilgewater. So here are the creatures here that Bilgewater has. They have serpents. My personal favorite is the wharf rats. Look how cute. Look at his teeth and just his claws. It's just disgusting. It's so gross. But this is what they are trying to get away from or hunt. So that's a look at what they're dealing with. It is not pretty, and I imagine that would probably take a giant crew to bring down that fucking Leviathan. I think that's a Leviathan. I don't think that's a Kraken. The end. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I am super excited to see what everyone decides. Hopefully I explained that well and you have more of an understanding of what Bilgewater is like and why we want to choose that and what you. I would love to hear your thoughts. So yeah, please comment below and subscribe.